Tapona Shishya. It also means the disciple who himself is a forest of austerity himself. Also, the disciple, the Guru makes one with him, and Gurudev himself was such an embodiment of tapas, austerity. A disciple who has got no tapas, in Taittiriya Upanishad, it is pointed out what is tapa. And the Guru tells the disciple, Satapas taptva, the disciple having done austerities. In the Upanishads, the word tapa means single pointed meditation. The highest meaning of tapa is single pointed meditation. Thus, single pointedness of mind is considered to be tapas. And all austerities are for us to develop this single pointedness of mind. And without tapas, without tapa, there can be no knowledge. Tapa also means to shine. Therefore, Brahman itself has been called as tapa. One of the names means brilliant, shining, consciousness is also called as tapa. Abidance in that consciousness, that this consciousness is me, that is called as tapa. For that we require single pointedness of mind to hold on to the knowledge that the Guru has given us and turn our mind's direction through contemplation in the direction that the Guru has pointed out. That is called as tapa. The very word tapa also is opposite of the word pata. Pata means to fall. Tapa means that which makes you rise. Our fallen condition today is that we are slave of our senses, mind and intellect. Tapa means by which we free ourselves to become the master of our senses and our mind and intellect. All this meaning of tapas. In a grosser sense, tapas means certain self-denial by which you develop your willpower and not just give in to every temptation, desire or sense pleasure. So that you conserve that energy to be directed towards something higher. Today, tapas means only fasting, and fasting also dieting to become slim. That is not tapas. Mere self-denial or torturing of the body is not tapas. But to be able to bear the pinpricks of life, heat, cold, etc., and be unaffected, so that we can keep our minds steady in contemplation towards our goal, the infinite reality, the truth. That is called as tapas. Austerity. Therefore, in the next word, Guruji has said, Om Tapasvine Namaha.
Om Tapasvine Namaha.
Om Tapasvine Namaha. Om Tapasvine Namaha. And in that sense, what an embodiment of tapas itself Gurudev is. Now, very often people think that torturing the body, denial of the body, is tapas. Even Gurudev told us this story. He says that impulsive as he was at first, he went to Tapasvine Maharaj. He had to have cold water bath in the Ganga. Tapasvine Maharaj told him straight away, I don't have any ashram. You find shelter for yourself. You have to go and beg for food or go to Kali Kamliwala Baba and their kshetra you eat. But still, he had spoken to the ashram just below, with small little rooms, that please give him a room there to stay, and also told the kshetra that give him food. Because in the kshetra, there's not enough to feed all those sadhus there. That much compassion he had, but told him, you have to do this on your own. What conditions Gurudev lived there, that even to get into that door, tall Gurudev, it was difficult for him. The room is only as big as your legs can spread. You find that picture also in Gangotri, sitting outside that shed with such a small door, in snow all around, and trying to read the scriptures with a lamp. What austerities he has gone through. But after a few days being with Tapasvine Maharaj, one day he comes and tells, I'm going. Tapasvine said, now what happened to you? He says, I can't do tapas. And the scriptures say that without tapas you can't gain this knowledge. I can't do tapas. He said, what tapas? He said, I had bath in the Ganga for a few days. I've got cold, I've got cause. Even when I go there, I start freezing. He's from Kerala, you can imagine, no? So was Tapasvine Maharaj. So he said, that tapas you can't do. He said, yeah, look at the sadhus here. There's that sadhu I see, that every day he goes in the morning into the water and he's staying there till midday. Then comes out, eats bhiksha, and again goes on till evening into the cold waters of the Ganga, and he stands there. I go and take one dip and I just jump out of there, I can't do tapas, I'm going back. So he said, that is what you call tapas. Tapasvine Maharaj told him. That is what you call tapas. And you want to go away because you can't have cold water bath. So you leave Brahman because you don't want cold water bath. That's why first day also when they did the geyser not working because they didn't know how to open the geyser. Very cold, I'm not coming back for the next camp. Yeah. So he said, then why don't you go and ask him how he is doing the tapas rather than going away? He said, I don't know how he can do the tapas. All these sadhus are doing all these tapas. How do they do it? I can't do it anything. How am I going to realize the truth? So he said, why don't you go and ask him how to do the tapas? Why he's doing the tapas? So he waited till afternoon till he came out from the bath. So he said, Pranams, Om Namo Narayanaya. He said, Om Namo Narayana. Tapasvi said. So he said, Maharaj, I want to ask you some question. He said, oh. Sadhu is asking me questions. So he said, tell me, what do you want? He said, how can you manage? What motivates you to stand in this cold water of the Ganga whole day? And worse is, half is in water. If you go full dip, half is in water, half in that hot sun. From the hot sun, if you take a dip in the water, it's cold. How are you managing this? Have you ever, those who went to Uttar Kashi and for Ganga Snan, they put one finger, done, Ganga Snan, done, And that sadhu told him that, and he said, but why are you doing this? When you do that, what are your thoughts? What's happening? Are you getting some, enlightenment or something? He said, yes, when I stand there. He says that when I was a young man in my village, my father used to work for a landlord. And the landlord's daughter fell in love with me. and I fell in love with her. But when he found out that she is in love with the laborer, we loved each other, but he had me whipped and he got her married elsewhere. I was going to commit suicide till I met a sadhu on the way, and this sadhu told me that if you commit suicide, are you going to get your girlfriend? If you want her in the next life, go stand in the Ganga. And he told me that you stand in the Ganga, in the waters half to your waist, and in the sun whole day, so that next life you will be the zamindar. He will be a laborer. And you can get married to his daughter. Not that his father would allow him in that life. And you can whip him at your fancy. That's why I'm doing this tapas. Gurudev came back to Tapasvine Maharaj and told him the whole story. Tapas is not to torture your body. It is to end your lust, end your anger, end your laziness, inertia, end your negativity, so that your mind begins to shine and becomes single-pointed. Pure and single-pointed is the essential mind required for contemplation and meditation, and required for gaining this subtle knowledge. Then Tapasvine Maharaj told him, he said, you are listening to my discourses. Are you understanding it? He said, of course, you are so clear. He said, this is tapas. Not torturing your body. If torturing your body brings your mind only to the body or that girl and that whip that you have to give to your father-in-law, then is that tapas? Therefore, Upanishads point clearly to remain single-pointed without your mind getting distracted, listening to the discourse of the Guru or keeping your mind in contemplation is the highest of all tapas. And therefore, na guror adhikam tapaha. Service and attunement to the Guru is the highest tapas. The highest the greatest of all purifiers, and the greatest of all inspiration that makes us withdraw from all the unnecessary dissipation of the world and tune yourself to the higher. You are all examples of those tapas. You could be sitting and dancing and getting drunk in some party on New Year's Eve, and you sit here giving up all that, even though you get excellent food, comfortable bed, hot water in the bathroom, and even pizzas to eat. Oh, not yet. Okay, don't worry. Swamiji, don't you think we should be doing some austerity? None of you will come. But not eating anything, no. When it is not available, not to be affected by it. When it is available, not to be attached to it. Thus your mind not dissipated in it, but your mind remaining single-pointed. That is tapas. Tat di tapas, tat di tapaha. The Upanishads say. And in all respect, from the physical tapas to the emotional tapas, the tapas and withdrawal of the senses and single-pointedness of the mind and total dedication to the words of the Guru and instructions of the Guru, such a person is a disciple and such a person is a tapasvi. So, Om Tapasvine Namaha. In the Bhagavad Gita also, to Arjuna, Krishna points out, there are 3 types of tapas. Those who indiscriminately torture the body fanatically, that is called as tamasic tapas. And all sensuous people are tapasvi in that sense, who for sense pleasure go through what extent to torture themselves, even when they eat a pickle. Tapas! Torturing your senses for sense pleasures. Is it not? Where in that crowd and that sweat, the people go to this rock concerts. Everybody's arms up. Yeah. You dread after the yatra, any boy comes in front of you and puts his hand up. Yeah. Tapas. What torture people go through for sense pleasures. That's called as rajasic tapas. To get something, to get some power, to get some wealth. Day and night you are in the office, not even eating a sandwich for lunch. That is tapas only, rajasic tapas. Sattvic tapas, Krishna points out, is not just denial of the senses or torturing the body. He says to remain steady on your dharma, on your duty. For that, whatever sacrifices you have to make, but you remain steady on your duty, your dharma. For that, whatever self-control you have to have, that is called as tapas, sattvic tapas. And therefore, Guru Seva, performance of your duties, that helps you to exhaust your vasanas, that withdraws you from all negativity, that all is considered as tapas. This we have to practice. To perform our duties without complaining. To withdraw from all things which distract our mind and bring negativity to our mind. And thus withdrawal is not tapas, but to conserve that energy and apply it towards our duties or in the attainment of Brahman. That is called as tapas. In every sense. Yeah. Even in his Gita Yajna, where did Gurudev even rest? Where did he have even time for any distractions? What difficulties. You people think that, finally you see the mission and Gurudev. What distances. Even during the time that I was there, I've seen him go in trains, sit on railway stations. Sometimes in the heat, sometimes in the cold. But ever steady. Even there it would be so inspiring. This is called as tapa. So, Om Tapovana Shishyaya Namaha. Om Tapasvine Namaha. That's why when we were studying in the ashram, we were given just basic things. But if any manager would try to take away even that little food or make less food, he says, my children are not here to fast. They have to concentrate. And if something that takes away from their concentration is not tapas, that tapasvi who went through all difficulties himself, but made it so convenient for us to concentrate, to get this knowledge so comfortably, so inspiringly, and made others effortlessly, without any torture or any difficulty, to follow this path of tapas. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.